makes her trust you, respect you, and crave the feeling of understanding you. But remember, vulnerability doesn't mean weakness. It means you're in control of your emotions, not that your emotions control you. That balance between strength and softness is where true masculine energy lives. And when you master that balance, she won't just like you, she'll bond with you on a level that logic can't explain. 3. Learn you. The psychology of self-mastery. If you don't understand yourself, you'll never understand women. Most men walk through life confused, reactive, lost in their emotions, not because women are complicated, but because they don't know who they are. Let me say this clearly, self-awareness is the most attractive trait a man can have. It's what separates boys from men. Because when you know your values, your triggers, your desires, and your vision, you stop chasing validation. And that's when you become magnetic. Women are instinctively drawn to men who are anchored, men who know their purpose, their boundaries, and their direction. That's why Learn You is one of the most powerful principles in attraction psychology. When you invest time in growing your mind, reading, learning, meditating, reflecting, you become unpredictable in the best way possible. You don't react impulsively. You respond intelligently. And that emotional control, that's what fascinates women, because deep down she knows. If you can master yourself, you can handle her. So before you try to decode her emotions, learn to decode your own. Because once you understand your inner world, you naturally gain control over how you move through hers. That's not manipulation. That's emotional leadership. And that, gentleman, is what separates the ones she forgets from the ones she never gets over. 2. Improv. The humor of charisma. You might think women fall for money, looks, or power, but there's one thing that beats them all: emotional connection. And nothing builds that faster than laughter. When you make her laugh, genuinely laugh, you're doing more than entertaining her. You're lowering her defenses. According to multiple studies in behavioral psychology, laughter triggers dopamine release in the brain, the same chemical linked to pleasure, bonding, and even addiction. So, when she laughs around you, she's literally getting addicted to your presence. But here's the key: don't force it. You don't need to be a comedian. You just need to be authentically playful. Use wit. Use timing. Use confidence. Say something unexpected. Tease her gently. Be the kind of man who can make her feel light in a world that often feels heavy. And if you want to sharpen that skill, try improv. Seriously. It trains your brain to think on your feet, respond creatively, and connect emotionally in real time. That's what charisma is, being fully present in the moment with her. Because here's the hidden truth. When a woman is laughing, she's no tantalizing. Her walls are down, her attraction is rising, and she's thinking on thing. Why does it feel so good being around him? That's not luck. That's psychology. 1. Get a side hustle. The psychology of purpose. Let's finish strong, because this last stone separates average men from irresistible ones. Every man has 2 choices. He can consume the world, or he can create one. And nothing drives a woman wilder than a man who's building something that matters. You might have a 9-to-5 job, and that's fine. But what happens after those 8 hours? Do you switch off your mind, or do you chase something that fuels your soul? A side hustle isn't just about money. It's about mission. It's proof that you're not waiting for permission to live. Because when you're working towards something, writing, training, designing, investing, creating, you radiate a kind of energy that no cologne can fake. Ambition. And women can feel it. It's not what you say. It's in your eyes, your tone, your drive. It's in the way you talk about your goals, like they're non-negotiable. That's the masculine essence. Focused, directional, hungry. When she sees you hustling after hours, pushing through fatigue, teaching yourself new skills, expanding your world, she's not just impressed, she's drawn in. Because ambition is contagious. It makes her feel safe, excited, and inspired all at once. So, whatever your passion is, pursue it like it's oxygen. Build something that's yours, because a man who creates his own path never has to chase anyone else's. And that is the kind of man women go crazy for. The number one attraction killer, laziness. Now that you know what drives women wild, let's talk about what destroys it. An instant? It's not rejection. It's not failure. It's not even insecurity. It's laziness. When a man stops growing, when he stops trying new things, when he settles for comfort, his energy dies. And once his energy dies, so does her attraction. You could have all the charm in the world, but if you don't have momentum, if your life stands still, she'll feel it. Women are intuitive. They can sense stagnation, and nothing makes them pull away faster than a man who's become predictable, passionless, and passive. So, hear me clearly. The opposite of attraction isn't hate. It's boredom. To keep her obsessed, you must stay in motion. Keep growing. Keep evolving. Keep living like the man you said you'd become. Because when you do, you don't just attract women. You attract opportunity, success, and power. And that's the kind of energy no woman can resist. Every tip you've heard today, every psychological trigger comes down to one truth. Women fall for energy, note fit. They crave the man who leads his life with intensity, purpose, and emotional depth. So be that man. The man who listens but doesn't chase. Who feels deeply but never begs. Who stands firm in silence and moves with purpose. Because when you master yourself, you become the storm she can't walk away from. If this video hits something inside you, it's because deep down, you already know the man you're meant to be. So take this as your sign. Start today. Apply one of these tips and watch how the world and women begin to respond differently. This is Amelia, and you've been watching Dark Psychology, where we reveal the hidden truths about attraction, mindset, and masculine power. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share this with someone who's ready to evolve. Because next time we're diving into the silent behaviors that make her fall in love without realizing it. And trust me, you don't want to miss that one. Until then, stay grounded, stay mysterious, and always stay in control. Most men think getting a girl to like them is hard. But here's the truth. Getting her attention is easy. It's making her obsess over you that takes real power. You see, attraction isn't just about looks or charm. It's about understanding the psychological triggers that awaken her emotional hunger. The kind that keeps her thinking about you when you're not even around. So today, we're diving deep into 10 dark psychology-based tips to make a girl go absolutely crazy for you. By the end, you'll know how to flip the invisible switches in her mind that create lasting desire, not the temporary kind. And trust me, tip number 1 will change how women see you forever. Let's begin. 10. Enjoy her unusual traits. Psychological complimenting. Gentlemen, it's no secret women love compliments. But here's the mistake most men make. They repeat the same compliments every guy gives her. You're beautiful. You have nice eyes. Your hair looks amazing. It's predictable. And predictability kills attraction. Think of compliments as currency in her world. If every guy pays her in dollars, your words mean nothing. But if you pay in gold, she'll remember it forever. So, what's gold? It's when you notice the things other men never do. Instead of saying, "You look hot," say something like, "I like how your mind works." It's rare to meet someone who actually thinks before they speak. Or, "You have this calm energy when you talk." It's magnetic. Those are compliments that hit her subconscious. She starts associating you with emotional validation, not just surface admiration. Here's the secret. Don't overdo it. Hold back. Make her earn your compliments, so when you finally give one, it lands like lightning. She'll start chasing that feeling again and again, and that's when obsession begins. 9. Calm under fire, masculine composure. Every woman, consciously or not, tests a man's emotional control because deep down she's wired to be drawn to stability. When life gets chaotic, when she's anxious, when everything's going wrong, she watches you. If you lose control, she instantly feels unsafe around you. But if you remain grounded, calm, relaxed, collected, she feels something she can't explain: attraction. This is the masculine polarity that drives her wild. She'll challenge you emotionally, just to see if you flinch. If you stay composed, not cold, not detached, but centered, you trigger one of her deepest feminine instincts: trust. And here's the paradox. She might get irritated at first. She'll say things like, "Why aren't you reacting?" Or, "Do you even care?" But later, when she's alone, she'll replay that moment in her mind and realize you were the calm in her storm. And that's when she starts craving your presence. Not because of what you said, but because of how you made her feel. Remember, calmness is the rarest dominance. When you master it, women can't resist it. 8. Take notes. The power of intentional attention. Women don't fall for the guy who talks the most. They fall for the guy who remembers the most. When she mentions that her favorite band is the 1975, or that she's obsessed with coffee from Asmore Cafe downtown, those are not random details. Those are emotional breadcrumbs. Most men ignore them, but Eamon, who takes note, remembers, and brings it back later, creates something powerful. Emotional intimacy. Imagine this. She tells you weeks ago that she loves sunflowers. And then one day you casually say, "You'd probably love that little flower shop on 3rd Street. They always have sunflowers in the window." She'll pause because that tiny detail tells her something huge. You actually see her. And here's the psychological truth. When a woman feels seen, she starts to want to be understood. And when she feels understood, she bonds. That bond is how obsession grows slowly, invisibly, deeply. So pay attention. Listen not to reply, but to decode. 7. Be game tight. The aesthetic of power. Gentlemen, let's get one thing clear. Women notice everything. Before she ever hears a word you say, she's already reading your body language, your grooming, your clothes, your posture, even the way you breathe. Your appearance is the silent story you tell, the world before you ever speak. And most men, they tell the wrong story. They dress like they've given up. They move like they're apologizing for existing. And then they wonder why attraction never ignites. Let's flip that. You don't need designer clothes or flashy watches. What you need is intentional style. A look that says, "I respect myself." Because when a man carries himself like he's going somewhere, women feel it. It's not about vanity. It's about energy. See, a man who dresses well isn't saying, "I'm trying to impress you." He's saying, "I'm already impressed by myself." And that subtle difference, that's their spark. It tells her you're disciplined, that you notice details, that you're the kind of man who gives attention to these small things. Because you know the small things build empires. So before you leave the house, check your reflection and ask, would I respect this man if I saw him walking by? If the answer's yes, then congratulations. You're already ahead of 90% of men out there. Remember, she sees everything. Make sure what she sees tells the story of a man worth remembering. 6. Kite. Keep it together. The energy of order. Let me ask you a question. How organized is your life? Do you wake up with purpose? Or do you scroll aimlessly until noon wondering where your time went? Because here's a truth most men ignores. Disorder kills attraction. Women are biologically drawn to men who have direction, not because they need to be taken care of, but because a man with structure radiates safety, stability, and strength. When your life is in chaos, your energy screams uncertainty. But when you keep it together, when your day runs on intention, she feels it. That's why I call it KIT. Keep it together. Start with small things. Make a to-do list. Plan your days. Have goals beyond just impressing her, because a man who knows what he wants doesn't chase, he attracts. Women can sense it instantly. It's in the way you move, the way you speak, the calm confidence in your tone. You're not hoping things go right. You make them go right. That's masculine energy in its purest form. So, if you want her to go crazy for you, start by mastering your own chaos. Get your life under control, and you'll find that suddenly, everything else, including her attention, starts falling into place. 5. Find your edge. The unpredictable masculine. Let's be brutally honest. Boring men get forgotten. Every woman wants a man with an edge. Someone unpredictable. Not in a dangerous way, but in a way that keeps her emotionally intrigued. If she can read you like an open book, she'll close it fast. But when you have an edge, a mysterious intensity, a sense that there's always more to you than meets the eye, she becomes addicted to the discovery. So, what exactly is your edge? It could be your confidence, your sense of humor, your discipline in the gym, your focus on building something bigger than yourself, your refusal to be swayed by external noise. Whatever it needs to be authentic, because women can smell fake confidence from miles away. Here's the trick. It's not the edge itself that makes her fall. It's your relentless pursuit of becoming sharper, smarter, and stronger. Every time she sees you evolve, something inside her wakes up. She thinks, if he's growing this fast, I want to be part of his story. That's the key. Women don't just want to be with a man. They want to join a man who's on a mission. So build your life like it's your empire. Train your mind, your body, your purpose. Because a man who's constantly leveling up doesn't need toe chase. He just walks, and the right woman follows. Up next, we're diving even deeper into the kind of psychological vulnerability that makes a woman trust you with her emotions and desire you even more for it. Because power isn't just about dominance. It's also about depth. Stay tuned because tip number 4 will show you the secret behind emotional attraction. The kind that keeps her addicted long after you've stopped texting her. 4. Reveal your soft spots. The power of vulnerability. Let's talk about something most men misunderstand. Vulnerability. You've probably been told that showing emotions makes you weak, that women only respect men who are strong, unshakable, and stoic 24/7. But here's the psychological truth. Strength without depth is just ego. Women aren't looking for a robot. They're looking for a man who can protect and connect. So, here's the paradox. When you show glimpses of your human side, not constant whining or emotional dumping, but genuine moments of openness, it creates something magnetic. It tells her you're confident, enough in your masculinity to be real. For example, when you share a story about your past struggle, your loss, or a moment of vulnerability that shaped you, you're letting her see the man beneath the armor. And that's what creates emotional intimacy. Because here's what most men never realize. Women don't fall for the perfect guy. They fall for the authentic one. The man who can say, yeah, I've been through pain, but I'm still standing. That kind of emotional honesty is powerful.